This is the journey to one Africa.
Professor, one of the things that I've been thinking lately is about our system, and especially African government system. I almost believe that even if we have a good leader coming up to our government, but in a way they always turn and become something else. So I can't stop wondering myself, that is this because of the system that we have, that the system is already broken, so it doesn't matter how good you are, but the system will transform and change you, turn you to something else or someone else? So what is the problem, and how can we change that? If it is the system, then how are we going to change the system?
No, I no longer hold the view that systems change people.
Yes.
Positions of power only reveals who you are. It doesn't change you. If you are a bad person, it now becomes possible for the society to see you in your splendor. It reveals who you are. It exposes who you are. Because within the continent of Africa, there have been good leaders, and there are people who are in positions of leadership who desire to do good. Even in the face of a lot of headwinds and a lot of adversities, but they desire to do good. I'll not name them by name, all of them. But they were convicted. It doesn't mean that they were making mistakes. I mean, people like Nyerere, Kaunda, Samora, Mandela, Lumumba, Modibo, Ben Bella, Amilcar Cabral, and many others were individuals who, throughout their lives, even as they made mistakes, you could see that they were trying to create systems which would be beneficial to the societies. And of course, those who are our colonizers stood in their way. And even without going too deep into history, individuals such as in the political arena, that's what I'm talking about, because that is the leadership that impacts on all other leadership. People like Thomas Isidore Sankara, within a very short time, were trying to change their societies in a very positive way. People like Paul Kagame, people like John Joseph Pombe Magufuli were trying to do that in a very visible way. People like Kwet Masire in Botswana were trying to do so during our very lifetimes. And there are many others that one can mention. And these individuals are individuals who are animated by the desire to do good. Remember that the systems we inherited from the colonizers are also problematic. These systems were designed to be oppressive. These systems were designed not to serve the African communities. When we regained political independence, we did not disturb them much. And therefore we are still grappling with them, trying to find out how it is that we can make them work. That great American historian and social commentator John Henry Clark said that when African countries regained independence, all of them without exception inherited systems of government from their erstwhile colonizers, and none of them, he said, will ever succeed on the basis of those systems. So the time is now that we must begin to ask ourselves, how do we learn from other civilizations but create systems that can work in our environment? It is an ongoing conversation. It's a conversation that is alive and well, particularly now that you begin to see resentment from many Africans, which is legitimizing the coup d'etats that we have seen lately in Guinea-Conakry, in Niger, in Burkina Faso, in Gabon. It is a reaction to a reality. That the people we give the instruments of power are not serving us, they are serving themselves and their hidden masters from outside of the continent. It is not going to be easy. It is not going to be done and achieved in one generation. But we must keep the faith alive in the knowledge that endurance winneth the race.
Guys, guess what? I just had an interview with PLO Lumumba, the professor right there. Guys, I was being given only 20 minutes, okay? But I tried my best to ask questions. It's true that I have a lot of questions, but we cannot do everything at one time. Hopefully we'll have another chance one day in the future to have more conversation. But he has been very gracious, man. He invited me to his place, like this is his home. I had a conversation with him, interview with him, and a little talk, man. It's been amazing, man. For the past 2 days, every single day, I met him for the first time when I came to Kenya. Second time I saw him as well. Third time as well, I was in the gathering, and I did not say a thing. 3 times in a row, I was just listening. So much wisdom. So much wisdom. Even the time when we met with him and Malema, I was just listening, man. So much wisdom. There's a lot of things to learn from great people like him. And finally today I had my chance, man, to talk to him, to have a little interview. It's one of the greatest interview guys I've ever seen. I hope you stay still, man. It's coming. I gotta edit a little bit, but you guys will love this. You'll love this, man. We made it. Finally, we made it. Conversation with PLO Lumumba, the professor. Finally, we made it. To God be all the glory. And thank you, family, for always supporting us. And thank you, man, because, you know, he told me about Swahili Nation. You know, he knows what we're doing. And I just glorify God for that, man. Yeah. Sky's not the limit. What would you do if you ride on the same car with PLO Lumumba, the professor? Guys, what a privilege. Oh my God. Professor is driving me back home. Professor. Oh my God. I never thought this would go this way. Never in my lifetime. What would you do, guys? What would you do? Tell me. Oh, God bless you, Professor.
Thank you.
Live long, please.
Thank you.
Africa needs you. Wow. You take it off.
Oh, we should take it off?
Yeah, this is highlight.
Oh, it's highlight.
Yeah.
Good.
They and we brought it to you, highlight honey as well.
Ah, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
So much.